Here we go. Alexander Usyk at his scintillating best with a left counter to the chin. And it was good night for Daniel Dubois. And all rise for the brilliance of Alexander Usyk, who just deserves so many accolades because he's a wonderful...
Okay, well, he's got a list of the boxers he's taken apart right there in the UK. UK has actually been a very, very fertile ground for him since he got into the boxing, even from his amateur days. Sam, well, he's now cemented himself as the world's best heavyweight with a 5-round demolition of Daniel Dubois on Saturday. First, let me get your thoughts on that fight. Were you surprised that the match didn't go the distance, the bout didn't go the distance, or you expected that probably at some point in that game we're going to have a TKO like we saw?
Well, when the first fight happened in August of 2023, it was a young Daniel Dubois, who came up against a very energetic, still growing Alexander Usyk, and we saw how he took that bout all the way till the 12th round. And I mean, in that fight there was a very controversial issue which we will not delve into. But since 2023 up until date, we've seen the growth of Alexander Usyk. We've seen what he's been able to do in the heavyweight category. Still remains unbeaten. And the names that have come and gone in that time, including Daniel Dubois, includes Anthony Joshua, includes Tyson Fury, and again Daniel Dubois. So in the space of how many years, he's been able to do how many fights and win all of them. My point is, I wasn't thinking Daniel Dubois, would go down in the 5th round, but I knew he would eventually go down. So it came as a rude shock to me that, come on man, you're getting yourself whooped in the 5th round. I was actually thinking maybe the 9th, 10th round when he's weaker, because the more you go in the fight, the more aggressive Alexander Usyk gets. I mean, the more he wants to take you down, the more he wants you down, and it could be very nasty in those later stages of the rounds. But I was really surprised that Dubois would go down in the 5th round. Now, this brings me to who Usyk is. You never can actually say this exactly is the fighter you're going to face. From the first fight against Usyk, it was a fighter who wanted to go the distance, testing his patience. In the second fight against Dubois, guess what? It was a fighter who wanted to get the job done as quickly as possible. From the first round, you could see those punches, you could see those jabs. I mean, the body work already told you that this man was going for, a KO. And as quickly as he got the job done, the better for him. And I'm surprised that maybe the team of Dubois didn't counter that. Because from the first round, the second, I actually felt what they should have done was maybe to counter him and allow Dubois run a little bit in the ring and make him lose his gaze. But he didn't. I mean, he was in his face every time and every moment. So kudos to a 3-time champion of the world. Kudos to a 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. Of course, unified heavyweight champion of the world now. The only man to have done it was Muhammad Ali. And now he's standing in the same breath as Muhammad Ali. And one would ask, is this the best heavyweight fighter we've seen in a long time? And I can say yes. I can say yes for many reasons. But then the fans of Muhammad Ali will come for me this morning, and I'm not in the business of answering them. So let's just leave it at that. But he certainly has put himself in that conversation as one of the best heavyweight boxers in the world.
There. Well, the big question: what next for him? What's the next? Well, the next big heavyweight fight on the horizon is the Moses Ituama with Dylan White. That happens on the 16th of August in Saudi Arabia. It will be a huge step up for Ituama against the former world title challenger, and will likely learn a huge amount about the 20-year-old. It will tip to be the next big thing. Talking about, yes, Moses Ituama. On the undercard, Filip Hrgović takes on Britain David Adeleye, Nigerian name as well. The winner could fire himself into big fights, with both men aiming to bring the spotlight back on them after losing their undefeated records in recent times. Well, in that post-fight interview, some names were touted. Some names were mentioned by Usyk himself. Of course, we heard names like
Joseph Parker,
Alexander
Usyk,
Usyk was
Tyson
Fury, Anthony Joshua. But there's been no mention of the bronze bomber himself, talking about.
Why are you forcing his name into the conversation?
Wait. Why I'm saying this, I'm particular about this because you look at the guys Usyk has taken apart. They're all names who have established names in the sport.
Yeah.
One name is missing in there.
Okay.
Deontay Wilder. Would we love to see Deontay versus Usyk get into the ring?
Personally, no. Personally, no.
Why not?
Because I feel he's gonna take Deontay apart easily. I mean, no disrespect to Deontay.
Deontay no good again, Sha.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to him, but Deontay of 5-6 years ago is no longer the Deontay of today. And I actually did see clips of his last fight, and I mean, sometime last month or last 2 months.
Yeah.
You know, and it looked like a resurgence for me. It didn't look like the Deontay of, you know, I mean, he's old, 39 going to 40. There's nothing he really will bring to the canvas.
We won't kill that guy for that fight.
Nothing he will really bring to the canvas. He doesn't have any of the belts, unfortunately.
Yeah.
There is nothing. He is not, you know, in contention or in mandatory position, you know, for any of the titles. So it effectively rules Usyk. I mean, this is like a David versus Goliath fight. No disrespect really to, you know, it's where Usyk is. You would have to be a mandatory challenger in any of the 4 belts, you know, to have a go or have a dig at him. Or second mandatory challenger to have a go or have a dig at him. Let me give you an instance. Ife Ajagba is the WBC second after Anthony Joshua. So if Ajagba cannot even say, I want to fight Usyk, that's me giving you an instance. He cannot say, I want to fight Usyk, because you go first fight Anthony Joshua before you fight Usyk. So my point is, he's not even in that cadre of.
But there are other special arrangements. There is
nothing he's bringing to the table. That's the point. I mean, it's not for financial gains. It's not for the belt. It's not for
just give us a chance.
Well, maybe if it's going to happen, but I think the fight that will be happening soon is going to be that of Joseph Parker. If you recall how the IBF belt was taken off Alexander Usyk, it was because he wanted to have that second fight with Tyson Fury.
So he had to relinquish.
And the IBF decided, listen, man, if you're not having to take that fight with our mandatory challenger, you have to relinquish, you know, that belt, and eventually did. The WBO, of which Joseph Parker, you know, is part of. He's the mandatory challenger as far as the WBO is concerned. Also wants that fight, and of course his promoter Higgins is already talking about having that fight much later this year. I do not think it's going to happen personally, but I think they might come to an agreement or an arrangement and say, let's have this fight earlier next year. Let me get some rest. Let me catch some breath already. You know, I think what is most important is, I do not know how long he's going to be holding this 4 belts, but every of, you know, the category will be coming for him. The WBA Super, the WBO, the WBC, and of course the IBF
as well.
You know, all of the mandatory challengers will be coming for Alexander Usyk, and it behoves him, you know, to be able to hold this title.
Well, the big question is, for how long more can he fight? He's about 39 or thereabouts.
Yeah, 38, 39.
39. The question is, would he just say, okay, maybe I should hang my gloves already? After all, I've conquered everywhere from the amateur. I mean, he's an Olympic gold medalist. Let's not forget that as well. So what more?
Unbeaten.
What more can anybody ask for?
2-time champion in the cruiserweight, 2-time champion in the heavyweight.
Give it to this guy already. I think he should be the greatest boxer of all time.
Mohammed Ali.